Chapter 90. Water World. When did Mr. Pierce go to an amusement park with the second Miss Hart? Logan found Adrian's number and dialed. After 3 calls, no one answered. Logan scratched his hair. What a demanding boss. Couldn't even let him rest on his day off. Looked like his afternoon nap plans were ruined. The Hart residence. Grace walked over to the sofa with a smile and sat down. Diana was holding her phone, looking at her with a serious expression. "Why did you call me over so urgently?" Grace asked. "Look at this." Diana shoved her phone in front of Grace. Grace looked at the screen in confusion, which only displayed a few words. Video deleted. The video's gone. What happened? Diana frowned and pulled her phone back. It really was gone. Diana refused to give up and searched for related keywords, discovering the search terms had been blocked. She tried several different apps but couldn't find any related topics or videos. Adrian's team was really fast. It hadn't even been that long. "Where's Adrian? Call him out. Let's all have dinner together." Diana knew Grace's personality well. If she told her directly, Grace would probably make excuses for Adrian again. This kind of thing, Grace had to discover it herself before she'd believe it. "He said he has something today and can't have dinner with me," Grace replied casually. Though her expression was calm, she felt a bit disappointed inside. Adrian had been abroad for 3 months. She hadn't seen him in so long. Finally, he was back in the country, but he was too busy with work. It was hard to see him even once. "Fine, then let's go out." Diana pulled Grace up and headed outside. Grace was confused, and in the rush, she stumbled twice. "You could have warned me before starting a water fight." In the shallow area of the water park pool, Ava had just lifted her head when she got drenched. Adrian was really getting more and more outrageous. What army warns the enemy before attacking? Adrian raised an eyebrow. Ava was so angry she nearly laughed. She'd brought him along to the amusement park and he really thought he was somebody. She was going to drown him. "Can you not involve innocent bystanders?" As Ava's handful of water flew out, Adrian pulled Justin, who was standing nearby. All the water splashed on Justin's face. He couldn't help but roll his eyes. When Adrian was shameless, he was truly shameless. "Justin, I saw you laughing when I got splashed just now." Ava smiled sweetly. Tommy quickly hugged Ava's legs, saying in his childish voice, "That's right, I saw cousin laughing. Aunt Ava, make him into a drowned rat." "I saw it too." Lily raised her hand and said softly, "Justin, you've angered everyone." Ava scooped up some water and quickly splashed it at Justin, then ran to the side. Under the sunlight, water droplets flew everywhere, laughter ringing out continuously. "Cousin, how can you splash Aunt Ava? You're so boring. You'll never get a wife." "Run, Aunt Ava!" The 2 children kept blocking in front of Ava. Every now and then they'd cheat by hugging Justin and Adrian's legs respectively, letting Ava splash them thoroughly. Watching the 2 grown men look like drowned rats, Ava laughed until her stomach hurt. "Truce, truce, okay?" Ava made a timeout gesture. She could barely run anymore. Justin crossed his arms, saying lazily, "You splash us to your heart's content and then want a truce? Isn't that a bit unreasonable?" "How about you 2 splash each other and I'll referee?" Ava suggested with a smile. This damn Justin. Had he really fallen for her? Hadn't he used to dislike her? Today his face was practically cracking from smiling. Let him play by himself. Adrian glanced at Justin beside him, then bent down and took Lily's hand. "Uncle and Auntie will take you swimming." "I want to go too." Tommy hugged Ava's legs. Let his cousin be a lonely old man? He was hopeless. The next second, Tommy was grabbed by the back of his neck, always running after people. Tommy protested, but could only wave his short legs suspended in the air. This scene happened to fall into the eyes of Grace and Diana, who had just entered the water park. Grace looked at Adrian in the distance, wearing only beach shorts that exposed his toned upper body. He was supporting a little girl's hand. The little girl had a pink float around her waist. Her other hand held Ava's and she was giggling. Grace felt a buzzing in her head. The surrounding scenery rapidly receded. In her eyes remained only those 3 who looked like a warm family of 3. She later learned the girl was sponsored by Ava, but she still felt it was strange. Ava didn't like children. Why would she randomly sponsor a child, especially a child living in such a remote area? How could Ava possibly have any connection to someone born in such a place? It was all too strange. There were some things she didn't want to think through too clearly, because she was afraid the results of peeling back that layer would be something she couldn't accept. The scene before her deeply hurt her. Her heart was already dripping with blood. That gentle, patient Adrian, she hadn't seen him in years. She couldn't help but remember a line she'd read before: "First loves are hard to forget," especially unrequited first loves. Wasn't it unrequited? He'd loved her to the point of throwing away his dignity, begging Ava not to go abroad, not to leave him. Now Ava was back. Did he still want to return to Ava's side? You see it now, right? He tells you every day that work is busy, but he has time to come out and play with Ava. You should be able to see clearly now. Diana sighed, speaking earnestly. Grace, with your family background, ability, and looks, you could have your pick of any young master from New Harbor's elite families. Why must you hang yourself on Adrian's tree? After changing clothes, Ava finally took her phone out of her bag. She saw she'd missed many calls from Linda. She guessed something must have happened. Linda never called her for no reason, especially not over a dozen missed calls. She quickly called back. The call connected immediately. My dear girl, you went to an amusement park and didn't answer your phone? If you hadn't picked up, I was going to jump off a building. Ava was amused by Linda's exaggerated tone. What happened? You were photographed. Although the videos, photos, and search terms were quickly taken down, there's quite a bit of discussion on forums right now. Linda asked worriedly, Ava, you don't have any inappropriate relationship with your sister's boyfriend, do you? Now Ava understood. She'd been photographed, labeled as a mistress. Though she had seduced Adrian before, today she'd done absolutely nothing wrong. On the way to dinner, Ava edited a post and published it on social media. One-day trip to Dinosaur Kingdom. Below were 9 photos in a grid, with the middle one showing her, Lily, and the other 5 in a group photo at the pool. Once this post went up, public opinion immediately reversed. The comments praised Ava for being beautiful and kind-hearted, spending her free time taking her orphaned sponsored child out to play, and attacking the marketing accounts that deliberately distorted the facts. These were 3 adults taking 2 children out to play. There was absolutely no question of going out alone behind her sister's back.